The Clashing Conferences Podcast. Let's go.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Clashing Conferences Sports Fan Network. We're here with the crew again. We got Chris, pretty excited here for the Knicks coming up to open the NBA season. But
What a change.
This is still the NFC East podcast. We got Greg and the Eagles. We got Paul and the Commanders. We got Randy and the Dallas Cowboys.
Big bye,
and of
baby.
course, we got Chris representing all things New York tonight with the Giants, the Knicks, and anybody else.
The Mets.
We
What
might
about
get
the Mets? Mets, they did well.
They did do well, Greg. You know,
They
for
did.
a team
They had a
that
good
was
season.
for a team that was supposed to be punting the year, and for a team that was 12 games down to the Phillies at one point earlier.
I agree.
In the year, to go further than you, I got no complaints.
We'll
talk more about that on the
keep
baseball
believing in the
podcast,
purple monsters.
Mike, real
Don't
quick.
stop.
They played the Phillies twice at the end of the year in a series. Who won them series?
I believe the
Not
Mets
your
won
voice,
the
that's
last
for
two
damn sure.
series that they played. The
And
Phillies.
welcome back to the NFC East podcast, where we're rooting for the Mets and the Knicks. Woo!
We did have some big things this week. We'll get into them in a second. But, I just want to say again, this thing is growing. We got new members coming in. We got new shows coming in. There's some basketball and some college knowledge coming right around the corner, I believe. That's how it was promoted to me. That's how I'm promoting it to everybody else. But college knowledge. Some special episodes coming. But the Sports Fan Network is growing. Please check out the clashingconferences.com. Join Patreon. Get in there. You can be a part of this. You can get on camera with us. You can be part of shows. You can be part of live audience. It's all right there at the website. So, but looking back at week 7, let's get into it. We had the Eagles with a big win, 28-3 up in the Meadowlands.
How big was that?
Giants. We had Washington with an even bigger win. Commanders getting an even bigger win, 40-7 against Carolina. I got to say, Paul, you were right on saying that Washington was being disrespected by only being favored by 7.5. You turned out to be
it ended up
quite
10.
Quite the whooping.
I saw 10 at game time.
Yeah, well, whatever it wasn't 33. So you guys handled that spread by quite a lot.
Yes, they
in
did.
Our internal competition,
without their
real
QB.
quick. Yeah, without their QB, absolutely. We had team wins going to Greg and Paul with the Eagles and the Commanders. We had sacks, Greg and the Eagles with 8, big number, 8. Ooh, Giants had a big number of 5 on the other side of that, but the Eagles
it was 6.
smashed
I think we
it.
had 6. I think we had 6.
Okay. Receptions, we had a tie. We had Paul and the Commanders with Terry McLaurin. I believe it was 6 receptions. And we had Topher and the Giants with not the very, very well predicted by many people neighbors, but Wan'Dale Robinson coming through with 6 receptions.
And he had 2 drops.
3 yards.
And he had 2. I know, and then he had 2 drops too.
How many yards?
I was amazed watching back at the show today. How many of you picked Giants and Giants things for our competition? I was like, what the heck happened here? But I mean, it was like you had Chris obviously took the Giants and Robinson.
The sacks.
You had Paul took sacks and neighbors on receptions. You had Randy took the Giants to win and Giants for receptions. There was a lot of Giants love last week. So let's I don't know. Let's start with Greg. You had the big interdivision win.
Yeah.
Let's go to you. You also tied for winning the week, I believe, with 2 points. So let's hear about what you thought about the Eagles this week.
Yeah, I think, it's a decent win. I'm not going to get too excited about it. Let's be honest. Giants aren't that good.
Every division win is a good win.
It's a division win. You're 100% correct. And, we showed a couple of things. We had no turnovers. We absolutely destroyed them in every statistical category there was. Chris, you had 5 sacks, not 6.
I thought we had
I thought
6.
so.
Yeah, 5.
Dexy got 9, though. He's the leads the NFL in sacks. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
He's a beast.
Good ball player.
He's
a
probably
great
the
ball
best player in the NFL.
I'd give
best
him, here we
defensive
go.
player.
Let's do this.
Top 3
Let's do the
defensive
song
player.
and dance.
Let Greg
Okay.
go.
I didn't mean to interrupt
Are
you.
we
You can
really
get into
doing the song
yours.
and dance?
But he is a
he's
beast.
good. He's a good ball player. He's
And
a
they're-
beast.
And they're wasting him.
I think, shout out to the Talking Giants, Bobby Skinner and Justin. They started off the week with, what are we going to do with Saquon? Boo! Y'all are booing the wrong person, man. Saquon is just looking for a bag. He's looking for a team. Joe Schoen, your GM, is who you all should be booing.
Joe Shane.
That's the problem.
Shane.
Whatever his name is.
No.
He's the problem. He is the problem.
Can I rebuttal
Bill
real quick?
Belichick said it best. Bill Belichick said
He's
it
wrong.
best.
He's wrong.
He's not wrong.
Listen.
You got a mediocre guard.
No.
You-
Can I rebuttal real quick, though? Can I rebuttal real quick? It makes sense.
I didn't say anything. I
Yeah,
just
but
said
it makes sense, though, because that Belichick take was bad because the offensive line.
Bad.
It was because the offensive line actually played great.
I thought that was
yet
hilarious.
they gave up 8 sacks.
He had that.
Hold on.
He had that
Hold
sauce.
on.
He had that Sauce Gardner like pause
Hold
in
on.
there when they were talking
How
about
you say
Daniel
they played
Jones.
great? They had 8 sacks.
Hold on,
He's
we
right.
got to hear this. I know
because you guys
gotta
always
hear this.
because you guys
Go.
always interrupt and don't let me finish.
Yep.
It's always-
Oh, this is
it's
gonna be
always
That's
3
why
on
there's
1.
8 sacks. That's why
And
there's
what-
8 sacks.
And what you guys should do is zip it and listen for a second. You might
You
learn
got
something.
it, buddy. Here we go. What
So
are we
what
going
I'm
to learn
saying
today?
is, this year they didn't give up any more but 2 sacks all year until they lost Andrew Thomas. As soon as they lost Andrew Thomas, they gave up 8. Now it is absolutely ridiculous that one guy isn't there and they get that bad. See, they wasted a good offensive line this year too. And you're right. We should be booing somebody. We should be booing Dable because the play
Oh, now you
calling
want
is
to be your coach? Okay.
Yeah, Daniel Jones ain't.
He's calling to the strengths of
Now,
his
hold on.
quarterback,
Now.
which
Now.
is not much strength.
Hold on. Daniel Jones had a great rookie year. And 2 years ago, we went to the playoffs and won a playoff game. He's already done it. They don't even take any chances. He went 14 for 21.
That is a Daniel Jones thing. He's not throwing the ball, Chris.
He got sacked 8 times. When neighbors said he was open in that little clip that everybody's seen, he got sacked. Now, he only missed 7 passes. 3 of them were drops, or maybe even 4, because I know Robinson had 2, and I know Slayton had 1. Slayton also had 2 drops on that bad pass. It was a terrible pass.
Hold on. Go.
What happened?
Go.
Paul's kid just hit a home run.
Tie game.
That's awesome.
Tie game. Bottom of the 6th. 4-4. My son's up to bat. Home
That's
run.
awesome. Keep us posted.
Right.
Oh!
Good job. I like it.
Technically, it's a triple and then a bad throw, but
So listen,
he hit the ball. Nobody was on base, and they won.
Give him the home run. Give it to him.
Run.
Scorebook says give him the home
He
run.
got 100% of his athletic ability from his mother.
I like
Yeah,
it.
it looks like his father's laying in the grass right now. So
Getting ready for hunting season.
No,
Chris, you
nice
cannot
chair.
sit here. You
No, but
cannot
Mike-
sit here and try to back a guy that went 14 for 21 with 99 yards. That's
For
stupid.
average of
horrible
less
stat
than
line.
5 yards per pass.
And you know what
He
else
is-
is bad? And you know what else is bad? I read this today. 33 snaps. In the first half, we ran the ball 4 times. We should have been running the ball in you. We should have been running the ball in Cincinnati. We should have been running the ball in Dallas. All them defenses suck. And boneheaded Dable wanted to throw the ball.
I cannot believe
Dude.
we're talking about the Giants.
And our offense has been terrible since he took over. We look better with DeVito and Captain calling the plays. But Dable keeps saying, Daniel Jones just gives us the best chance to win. I'm going to play him. Then air it out, dude. Go back to his rookie year. Give me 12
All right.
interceptions.
I'm sure next
I
week.
just
I'm sure next
I
week.
just
Let's
will
love
be
do
good.
this.
Just
We're
watch
gonna,
ridiculous,
we're
dude.
gonna,
Watch the
we
tape.
got to backtrack for a second. Chris, you're going first. Get it out. Get
I'm
everything
just saying,
out.
Mike.
And then
I'm
you
just
got to
saying,
give everybody else a chance. But you're up now, so you get out
Right.
everything you had to get out.
I hate what they're doing right now because if we could just do what we did 2 years ago, this defense is awesome.
You should be coached then.
This defense, we're wasting a great
Great defense.
Yeah, without Thibodeau, dude.
Your defense is great.
That was the
we scored 28 points on you, and our offense is sluggish as hell. We didn't score in the first quarter.
And that
already put up 28.
I know. And that was the only game this year we did that. We held everybody in the low 20s. We can't even score 20 points. It's pathetic. The offense should be doing more. They should be more aggressive. And then everybody don't want to bench him, right? If you don't want to bench him and he gives you the best opportunity to win, then be aggressive. Daniel Jones rookie year. Greg, Greg.
Hold on, Chris.
Hold on, Randy. Greg, look it up. This is my time. Like last week. Oh, it's my time, Chris.
Why are we still talking about this clown?
We only gave you the time because you weren't giving Greg his time.
Greg, look it up.
He is a clown.
Look up his rookie year, Greg. Look up his rookie year.
Look, what has he done since, Chris? He's been injured, injury prone. He's not performing.
So what I'm saying is
2 good games this year.
So what I'm saying is, if you're not going to bench him, then go out and be aggressive.
They have to bench him.
How do you know they're not calling those plays and he's just not doing it?
Because Paul's right. Paul's right. Chris, you said no one wants to bench him. He needs bench. Bench him. He needs to go.
Why don't they bench him?
They have to. They're going to. Like after you just saw what happened to Deshaun Watson.
No.
And getting
what's
hurt.
going to happen? You know what's going to happen? That's what's going to happen. He's going to get hurt because Andrew Thomas ain't playing, and their offensive line was stupid.
Now we're back to blaming Andrew Thomas.
They should have. The right tackle is Elvin Minor that we got from the Raiders. He's playing great football. They should have moved him to left tackle. They should have put Evan Neal in and then gave him help with Bellinger. But they didn't.
I was going to say, what happened to Evan Neal? Wasn't he a first-round draft?
That's what Bill Belichick is telling me from 2022, and he's just sitting right in the pine.
You know what these dumbasses
wrong.
That's not what he's wrong about. You know what these dumbasses did?
He don't know football.
I'll tell you what he's wrong about. You know what these dumbasses did?
What'd they do, Chris?
They put a guard at left tackle
-1.
who sucks. That's what they did, and he got rocked all day long.
I'll tell you who else got rocked all day long is when Barkley was hitting those runs. Oh, I got a text. Oh, there it is. Just one. That's always good for one big one a day. And then he hit another big one.
So you want me to explain that?
And then another big one.
You want me to explain that?
And then another big one.
Do you want me to explain that?
No.
We're $1.76 in, and he's got a tutty. And Nick goes over to him and says,
13
dude,
yards
listen, you're 13 yards from your career high. What do you want to do? He said, let the other ones eat.
And when did you
know
hear
why? Because he's a good ball player with a good head on his shoulders.
I told you he's a good guy.
Teammate.
He
Great
is.
teammate.
He absolutely is. But what did you find that out today when Mike texted it?
No, I saw it after the game when they put it all over Comcast Sportsnet.
When he texted it today, you were like, what? Wait, what? Like you act like you've never seen it before.
No, I wasn't saying about that. I was talking about another earlier text.
Nah, Mike sent the text, so I thought you just seen it. I knew it on the way home.
I work all day. I don't sit on my phone like you and text back and forth.
I haven't texted you guys in days.
And you watch football games.
No shit. You see you guys, their butts kicked.
Yeah, so my beef with the Giants is you need to go out and be aggressive. Let him be that guy he was year one. If you're going to play him and he's going to give you the best chance to win, and that's what you want to do, then use him. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. And if you don't want to get him hurt, where I agree with Paul, then bench him. But they're not doing that either. So
they haven't yet.
It's coming.
They did.
And they're not benching him because he's playing that terrible.
Right.
They're benching him because they don't want to be on the hook for him getting hurt, and they have to pay him next year.
That's not what he said, though. No. He said I benched him because I wanted to get a spark.
I understand
that's what he said.
I understand that.
Well, what is the coach going to say?
But I'm telling you, that's what they need to do. I could care less. Your coach is absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible at everything. But what they need to do is they need to bench him so he doesn't get hurt.
I think he's way better than a coach than that. And he's being a moron. He is. He's absolutely being a moron.
Chris, the other thing, the one drop pass from Hyatt, like I don't know.
That was when Drew Lock was in.
I know, but I just look at like that player, like out of all of your receiver core, that
hasn't done nothing.
Weak. No,
they got a good stable. They got good running backs, good receivers. If I remember correctly, 6 weeks ago, you were stacking your receivers against my receivers as the best in the NFC.
No, I actually really do like my receivers, but they're not throwing all downfield. When they had the offensive line power to do it, they weren't throwing it downfield. He threw one pass downfield last game. It was that one on 3rd and 14.
You have one play over 14 yards.
And last week it was 15. That was it.
Yeah.
That's Brian Dable.
Is it, or is it Just him not doing it.
I looked it up today. 67% of the time, quarterbacks throw the ball on their first read. Daniel Jones is throwing it on his first read on 63% of the time. So he's not even overdoing it. It's the play calling, dude. And now it's going to be worse because Andrew Thomas is.
So it's not the offensive line. Now it's the play calling that's making Daniel Jones suck.
Daniel Jones ain't the type of quarterback that can elevate your team
because he's not good.
Supporting cast. He needs a supporting cast. So
what's going to happen?
If you mean supporting cast means like a brain, an IQ for football, and arms and legs that are good.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Look, Paul. I don't care who the quarterback is. I want to win. They just keep blowing.
You might, but the Giants don't. You might.
I've been thinking more and more that some GM needs to start a trend of like not paying a quarterback.
I 100% agree with that.
I feel like the resources are better spent. Like you can take a rookie, a really good rookie, or a high quality rookie, or even like a kid like Brock Purdy, who was the last pick in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
You can win games.
Tony Romo was undrafted
with a quarterback who just manages the game, but you got to have talent around him.
I know I talked a lot, and I know my voice sucks. When Ben McAdoo was there,
you know whose boy doesn't suck? This one with the walk-off home run.
Yeah,
my man.
Congratulations.
Go get some pizza.
Look, Ben McAdoo wanted and they wouldn't trade up because of Eli Manning. And then the year that we took Barkley number 2 overall.
Why are we still talking about the worst team in the league?
Check us out. The year the biggest mistake we made was taking Barkley 2 overall. We should have took Josh Allen.
I agree. Maybe the Eagles would have got him.
And Barkley
it was talked about a lot at the time, if you remember.
You know who else
they might have been making a mistake not taking a quarterback at that point.
You can't take a running back in the top 10 because the average lifespan of a running back is 2.5 years. You can get a franchise quarterback, you're looking at 10 years. Easy. I mean, it doesn't make sense. And I know people did it. The Cowboys did it with Zeke, and it seemed like a good pick at the time, but you can't mortgage the team on a
not just 10. Zeke, but DeMarco Murray.
But it's not going to happen. I like it, but it's not going to happen.
If you're ready, give Greg a chance. Let's go back up to Greg and
I got it all out.
Finish his points.
I'm glad you got it all out.
We're all going to finish our points now.
I appreciate you.
So I'll be quick. Chris, I'm glad the therapy session's over. Listen, I tried to give you a right to passages a couple weeks ago, and you didn't want to listen to me. And here we sit today,
buddy.
And I think you're ready. I think you're finally ready. Our offense looked good, decent. I think Barkley looked great. I love how much of a team player he is. I love some of the younger kids are getting a chance to kind of run the ball in the third and the fourth quarter. Our defense stepped up and played pretty well the last 2 weeks. Yes, I know it's Cleveland. Yes, I know it's the Giants. But the young kids are playing, and those young kids are hungry. I mean, we had 8 sacks. Bryce Huff citing for a sack. Nakobe Dean citing for a sack. Jalen Carter had 2 sacks. So we're starting to get into a groove. We'll talk about this in the second half, but we'll see what next week. Next week's going to be a challenge for us, and we'll see if we're up for it. I mean, going to Cincinnati is going to be a tough game. I think overall our game went pretty well. I watched a little bit of the Commanders, and the kid's great, man. He's going to be a good quarterback if he can learn how to slide and can learn how to protect himself. When he got hurt, I wasn't watching the play, but it looked like he really didn't even get touched and went down, and maybe was from before. But, also want to kind of bring up the whole Cleveland thing. If that would have happened in Philly, I think that, we would have got hit with another label. I feel like Philadelphia fans get hit with such a bad rap, but
deserved.
But yet we would never, ever, ever cheer for somebody that popped his Achilles that was on our team and chanted, "You deserve that."
Wow. You know what, though, Greg? Something definitely happened, but that clip that's going around is fake.
Is that fake?
It's absolutely fake. I know multiple people that were at the game and said that did not happen.
Apologize.
The way that's being portrayed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Obviously, something did happen because you see Myles Garrett and Winston and other players talking about, hey, that was disrespectful. You can't do that.
Yeah,
but it did not go down. The thing that's going around the internet right now is AI generated or something. It's not real.
Yeah, and if you look at
Winston,
the intros when he was introduced, there was a resounding cheers for him when he was introduced, obviously pre-injury.
Then I do apologize. I stand corrected because
there were fans booing. It just wasn't as
detrimental
of a deal as they're making it out to be.
And there were female groups, like female rights groups and different things like that were calling out that, it was, karma and all that kind of stuff. But
Lewis, I see your comments. The Sixers and the Phillies suck. I just saw it, guys.
Yeah. By the way, it's football season. Get a real team.
Not for me.
You're right.
I don't know what to think.
Basketball season already.
I'll still be there, and I'm going to Pittsburgh this week. Patty Bailey, come with me.
Have fun. Enjoy that nightmare of a game.
Enjoy that ass.
Yeah.
All right.
He plays better on the road. What do you got, Paul? Maybe we'll win.
Let's give Paul a chance.
He plays better on the road.
He had a big win this week as well.
Yep. I was pretty happy about that. I do understand that on the first play of the game, Jaden Daniels got hurt. I feel better about the injury because it took like a couple series for him to leave. Also coming back with street clothes, smiling. Felt pretty good, I guess. And also...
and you won by 40.
Yeah, well, it should have been a shutout, but literally was just trying to be nice. Like, I think it was like a Make-A-Wish thing at the end, just to let him score, like that kid that, like Randy, like, let him run in a touchdown.
Poor Randy. Hey, that was how he scored his only touchdown in his high school career. Leave him alone.
And, at the end of the game, Jaden Daniels was talking to Bryce Young, and afterwards, like Bryce Young was like patting him right where like his ribs were, and he wasn't winning Winston or anything. I'm not too worried about it. He would have come back in the game if it was a game where they needed him. But I do hope he gets some good rest because there's going to be a lot of hype for the next game. I'm not saying it's going to be an awesome game. I'm not saying both the teams are well, I guess, this year they're the opposite of what they were last year for sure. They were not newsworthy in any good regard last year. But there's a lot of hype around this game. Number one versus number two.
Bears.
We'll get to that here in a bit.
Get that sign behind you.
But I was pretty happy with the game. I'm really happy with our running game. Marcus Mariota looked great too. And he was in there long enough that I really think that we'll be okay. We may have a chance if it's Marcus Mariota, if he has to come in again. I'm not like in a full game of Marcus Mariota because I don't think it is. I think it's quite a bit easier to game plan for him than Jaden Daniels. But he comes in relief if there's another hit. I'm feeling okay with that because the passing game was opened by our running backs. We have a true three-headed monster. Jeremy McNichols was on the bench, was on a couch somewhere. Nobody wanted to pick him up. And I'm not saying I wanted him on the team either, but he is extremely serviceable. And when Eckler has missed a game or Brian Robinson has missed one, he has hopped right in there, and it looks like the team didn't miss a beat. So it's fun to watch. And like I said, Mike, the entire 85 Bears, which ones are left that aren't dead, if they all die the day of the game, you win by 100, I'm still going to be hype on my team. Everything's going to be
If Mongo dies this week, I will hate you forever. I just want you to know that.
If who dies?
Randy McMichael, because he's got ALS. He's on borrowed time as
Steve McMichael.
I heard Mike Ditka just got a pacemaker put in. So
yeah, no, I never know. I mean, if that's what you got to do to win, like then knock him down. Knock him down.
Paul,
but
I hope you win the division, man. Win the division, buddy.
Hey, and
win the division.
If I can't win, if we don't win,
Chris,
if we don't win, then I want you to win the next 11 games in a row to win.
Chris,
and
this is
only
the most depressing part of you I've ever heard.
Unfortunately, we can't do it. A couple weeks ago, I thought maybe we could go on a run, but
Chris, what is going on? This is the most depressed I've ever heard. Like you guys were like 0-0, 0-10
I hate the birds, and we went out there and laid an egg. It's stupid.
Yeah, you did.
So if you want to hear something about the birds,
good.
I got a couple stats for you here.
You're really not that good, Greg. You're not going
to. We're not.
We got Diddy Diggs.
Diddy
just beat you by 25.
Diddy wants to dig
I know,
on a few
but we
things.
suck.
Did he get trivial with it? Diddy being myself, Diddy's digs. It's just trivial.
I'm still waiting for where the dig is.
Well, I didn't say it was like supposed to be a dig. It rhymes.
So does Cleveland, and so do you.
Shoot away there, Chris Paul.
So currently, Saquon Barkley has more touchdowns at MetLife Stadium this season than Daniel Jones.
Hold up, though. Can I say something about that stupid stat?
No.
He only played 6 games in the last 77 days.
6 games is a lot for a quarterback making that much money to throw 0 touchdowns.
You saw my text today.
2 years, 6 games, it ain't good.
Hey, you saw my text in the group chat. I agree. It still sucks. But it ain't 16 games like they're portraying it. They're elevating the stat. It's stupid.
Just to be clear,
he sucks.
The MetLife Stadium is an open-air football stadium. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's odd that there's 16 NHL players that have scored more recently at MetLife than Daniel Jones.
Who? I don't even know nothing about this.
16
Winter Classic.
16 NHL hockey players have scored at MetLife Stadium, an open-air football field, than Daniel Jones, the starting quarterback for the New York Football.
That's a great stat. That's a great stat.
Check this out. They average like 22 games on the road, 22 points a game on the road.
It doesn't matter.
8 at home.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So
and they only average like 10.5 for Andrew Thomas out of the lineup. It's a shit show.
So the last 2 stats are actually kind of cool ones, and don't have anything to do with the Giants, obviously. So the Detroit Lions offense has more touchdowns than incompletions in the last 4 games. 18 touchdowns to 16 incompletions.
Holy cow.
No one's ever done that.
Wow.
And the healthiest receiver on the San Francisco 49ers was shot in the chest 2 months ago. He is the healthiest receiver on the team right now.
Balling.
Put in your waiver wire pickups.
Yeah, Juwan Johnson. He's coming back. He's going to play this week. He's going to be
Juwan Jennings.
Damn, I am terrible today.
Check out that Johnson in your search.
Yeah, when I first seen him on fantasy football, I see G Jennings. I was thinking Greg Jennings, but it's actually Jay Jennings. Yes. Anyway,
speaking of wide receivers, like I feel bad for Baker. He's having a pretty good year, and he lost 2 wide receivers last night.
That was bad. And the one to Godwin was really, really depressing. It was in garbage time, and his foot completely was facing the other direction.
Yeah, I
don't really see how it happened. I watched the replay. I still don't know how it happened, but darn it,
his leg got tangled.
Darn it if it didn't, though. I mean, Mike Evans was trying to be the best team player and fight through all of that and just couldn't.
Clearly, Mike Evans shouldn't have been out there. No. Hamstrings are difficult, man. Yes. If you ever had a hamstring problem before, it is not something that gets fixed quickly.
No.
That's why
he was limping as it was. Right, yeah, you can re-injure it so easily.
It so much worse, just like groin injuries.
I was waiting to happen.
Yeah, and it wouldn't even he didn't even get hit on the hamstring. Like it was just falling backwards. Mm-hmm. I mean, first of all, he should have caught that touchdown. I mean yeah, I mean, that game ended up being a blowout, but I mean, Baker had a pick in the end zone. He made that drop from Mike Evans.
That was a bad one. His first one was really bad.
Things just went downhill. And again, I'm going to say it again like I did last week. The Ravens are the best 0-2 team, the best team I've ever seen in football to start 0-2.
It's my Super Bowl pick, baby.
Yep.
And now we're excited for the Ravens.
Here we go.
Man, times have changed. Brady, what'd you think about the game this weekend?
Again, I look at your Washington command.
Mike, on, the New Yorkers, baby.
Let's put that down.
I was just bringing it up, Chris.
I look at what happened. What's happening with Washington. It is really unbelievable because in the end of it, you guys heard of the flywheel, right? You get momentum going, and it's so hard to stop. Like I remember, whatever it was 2 years ago when Dak went out and Cooper Rush took over, and it's like, man, even Cooper Rush was like 5-1 or whatever it is. It just seems like when momentum takes over, even your crappy defense, which you're the first one to say, Paul, your defense sucks. They play unbelievable.
They do.
And it's like, you got running backs you pick up who weren't playing this year, who are tearing 30, 40-yard runs out of the – it's like you cannot do wrong. And that's what, every team, every fan wants to get to that point with their football team where it's like, dang, whatever they put in, when Dallas is playing Detroit, they want to throw a pass to a friggin' left tackle or, whatever, a left. Anyway, the point is, when you get to that point where you're that good, it is so fun to watch because it's like, how are they going to have fun with this drive? And I don't know. I'm very envious of you right now, Paul, because right now, Washington, everybody across the board is excited. They're having fun in the game. They're having fun everywhere. It's just it's so fun to watch because
I enjoy watching Washington.
You don't know who's going to blow up. Paul, I got to say, or Greg, I picked that game completely wrong. Like, the Eagles have seemed to turn it the heck around with their bye week and a win over Cleveland. And it's like all of a sudden,
Jalen Hurts looks like a field general
game
out there.
Manager.
But listen, but Jalen Hurts didn't even look that unbelievable. Like, they
didn't have to.
You know what you did?
176 yards.
You know what you did, Greg, finally this week that I've been telling you have to do all year? Do you remember what I've been saying the Eagles need to do all year?
Don't turn the ball over, you win games.
No, that's not what I've been saying. That's wrong.
Oh,
I've been saying you guys have to run the ball. And you guys are finally running the ball successfully. When you run the ball successfully, you guys are almost unbeatable with the talent you have.
Do you know how many yards we had against the Giants' great defense?
It's got to be over 200 total.
270 rushing yards.
So, again, you guys, if you can run the ball well, like you did last week, you guys are an undefeatable team. You got too many weapons.
That's a cool new word.
Let's keep it out of your overrated quarterback's hands.
Chris Paul, whatever your name is. Not you, Chris. Chris Paul.
Hey.
Chris Paul. All I'm saying is we better watch out if they can run the ball like that because they're coming for Washington if they can do that. That was impressive. It was a very good win. And Chris, listen to me. You got to get to the point where you got to finally give up on Daniel Jones. Like, dude, you lost your voice. Shut up. My turn. You lost your voice defending him now for 7 weeks. You've got to stop. You've got to say, cut him. I want to win games. And you've got to get to that point very quickly because you're going to even lose more of your voice. You're going to be out here talking like,
even my coach says he gives us the best opportunity to win.
Your coach is wrong. He's dead wrong.
Terrible too.
Right now,
he's better than Drew Lock. Then they should have kept Tyrod Taylor.
Sure. They probably should have went for Flacco. I don't know.
I have believed since the beginning of the year that what Dable really believes is that, Daniel Jones gives him the best chance to win, but he's not finishing the sentence. He gives him the best chance to win the number 1 draft pick.
You know what else, though? I think our owner wants Daniel Jones to play, and I think he's rubbing it in my owner's face right now.
I think your owner wanted Barkley to stay. It's obvious.
Yep.
It's obvious to me that Dable wanted Barkley over.
That man hadn't slept in 2 nights.
Paul, what did Henry get? What was Henry's contract? Does anybody know Henry's contract?
I think $8 million a year.
Less than what we offered. Less than what we offered Barkley.
But
why
right
now, go to Henry?
If you would have paid Barkley
he didn't want to play. Why would he want to play for you guys?
If you would have offered Barkley the $2 million a year,
why would he want to play for anybody? If you would have
offered Barkley the $2 million a year extra, you guys would be one heck of a lot better team right now.
I think Henry in Baltimore is a masterpiece.
Perfect fit. Yeah, it's an absolute problem for everybody. Yeah, it's going to be the biggest problem for Patrick Mahomes.
That's why they won't win the Super Bowl this year.
Until they go to Kansas City.
Kansas. It's Kansas.
They should have beat Kansas City week 1 if it wasn't for the refs.
They won't. Everybody on this podcast knows that no one's going to Kansas City and beating them.
They're not 3-peating.
Unfortunately, they will.
They lost their number 1 receiver.
The NFL teams are not as good as they were last year. Overall, I don't think the NFL is as good.
I mean, Baltimore's good. Kansas is good. But the whole NFC North is really good right now.
I thought you said they were the worst division.
Listen, I might have been wrong.
I'm just saying.
Once in my life, I might have been wrong.
And that's a good segue to start looking forward to second half because I think we got an NFC East, at least one NFC East, NFC North matchup coming up to look forward to. So let's take a break. But in the meantime, while we take a break, don't forget, check out clashingconferences.com. Check out Patreon. There's going to be a swag wheel giveaway very soon before the end of the month for anybody that joins here in the next week or couple days. So get in on the swag wheel. We'll be back in a few minutes to start looking at week 8.
Yeah, that swag wheel. There's going to be
Already.
there's going to be an option on there for it'll be Chris's address and a 36 pack of eggs.
Yep. That's why people don't like it, Chris. Because you're on to the next already. You're saying you love your team, but you're the Knicks. It's a football podcast. Put it away.
In Chris's
I go to
defense,
every game. I'm
Chris's
defense, I'm a diehard
unless
fan,
it's an absolute dead freaking loss, Chris will absolutely cheer for him.
Also, coming from the guy who wanted to open up with Mets talk after we beat your Phillies, get out of here.
You get out of here.
I think we all should get out of here, at least for 5 minutes.
I can't wait to harass you about the Sixers. They suck.
Oh, yeah.
Halftime.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
All right, welcome back. We're back with the second half. We're going to start looking forward to week 8. Real quick before we do that, let me run through the matchups and the spreads for week 8. We got Washington at home going against my Bears. Washington is getting plus 2.5. I can't wait to hear about the disrespect from Paul again. We got Philadelphia plus 2.5 going to Cincinnati. I thought that line was a little bit weird myself. I thought Philly would be favored after last week's victories. Dallas plus 4 going to San Francisco. That could be a tough one, but San Francisco's looking a little injured out there. So might not be as tough as it once was.
That's our only open prayer right now.
And we got the New York Football Giants plus 6.5 going to Pittsburgh.
It's a big spread.
Pittsburgh's been playing well, though. That is a big spread. We're going to spin these wheels. We're going to get 3 categories up. I've been asked as a special request to go through some of my favorite Topher Pete quotes from last week.
Spin the wheel
as we spin here. The first one. Let's go with...
As much as I supported you, why would you do this to me?
Burnt toast.
Wow.
Burnt toast was my favorite.
Who was
favorite
burnt toast?
Chris Topher Pete. I believe it was about the Eagles. We're going to be burnt toast. Our first category is going to be turnovers. Any single player.
Jalen Hurts.
Timeout.
Oh.
We got to throw a curveball here. There's no such thing as plus or minus for a single player on turnovers. You know, if you're a defensive player, the only thing you can do is get a plus, and if you're an offensive player, the only thing you can do is get a minus.
Well, I
don't understand the category,
turnovers.
Frankly.
Let's do team total.
So, let's do team total. It did land on single player, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to go with team total turnover plus minus. That makes more sense.
I like overrolling.
Is that a positive category or a negative category, though? Like, are they getting?
It is a positive category.
Defense.
Whoever gets the best positive number is going to be it. And Chris's number 2 quote is going to be, "You're not going to have fun next Tuesday, buddy." That was directed at me and Greg.
Well, we're having a great time.
And our second category is team win. Again, any single player. We're going to change that to team total. Give you guys a second chance this week to get team wins.
We played better on the road. Let's go.
My last 2 quotes for Chris are going to be, he likes his running backs at 2 whatever yards per carry, and DJ won't play bad 2 weeks in a row.
Spin again.
How about 2 years in a row?
He didn't play bad.
I think that burnt toast was, we're going to run all over him, and Saquon, and Chris is like, no, he's going to be burnt like toast.
Oh, there was one more good one. You guys are hating on our O-line. And then they go out and give up 8 sacks. But you guys are hating on our O-line.
I did say
was another quote.
Mike, what did I say after that, though? I said, well, Andrew Thomas is out, so I could change things. I did say that.
Oh, this is a good one. Bet. What do you got?
All right, prop bet. Got team total. We got win. We're gonna go with Vegas's line on expected points scored.
Ooh.
So I will check the numbers on what your team is expected to score as far as offensive points this week. If you go over your number, so everybody's number will be different. You know, obviously, Chris's expected points total is going to be lower than everybody else's.
I get it.
Whatever the number is, if you go over it, you will get a point for the week. All right, so that'll be our 3 categories.
You said the word offensive points. Does that also include if you have a defensive touchdown?
Yeah, okay. It will include total points.
I just want to make sure because we opened with a pick 6 last year.
Very good clarification. Well, let me see our lineup this week. Why don't we start, Randy? You didn't get a game last week, so let's lead off with you.
All right. Well, I'm going to end with my game last, but let's go with the picks. What was the first one, Mike?
Washington and Chicago.
No, not the game. The picks. I know there's a team win. There's a
turnovers. Turnover differential.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys on the turnover differential. I think their defense shows up again. They're getting more healthy. I think that is a potential. As far as team wins, I would have absolutely picked San Francisco, but they are missing potentially their top 2 receivers. Possibly, again, CMC's still down. There's so many missing pieces. You know, again, probably me being optimistic, but I think they actually have a shot at winning this game. So we'll take the Cowboys. Washington is playing the Bears. I know it's -2.5. I cannot see a way. Again, I think Washington's a better team than your Bears, Mike. I think Washington should handle them very well. You know, it's the NFL. Anything can happen, but I can't see it. Giants, I have totally, for the first time ever, Chris, Mike was saying in the first half that a lot of us got picks wrong with the Giants. And, in the end of it, a lot of us picked a lot of stuff for the Giants. This is the first time we were all disappointed, just like you are typically with the Giants. We all had a lot of disappointments. I'm not picking your Giants again. You're going to get rolled. You're going to get rolled. I think you're not going to cover the spread. And, Cincinnati.
I'll give it to Greg. Greg did not pick a Giant last week. Even though he said there was no way Neighbors wouldn't win the receptions, he did not pick Neighbors. So he was the only one who didn't.
So everybody was disappointed in the Giants besides Greg.
Greg had a good week.
I don't know. Greg, it's so weird. I look at the Cincinnati-Philadelphia game, and I think this is a defining game for your guys' team this year. Like, out of all of the games, did you guys, is it a fluke? Are you the same team you've been the first half of the year this year, the last half of the year? Has Cleveland and the Giants are horrible teams? Is it a fluke? I don't know. I don't even want to call that game because Cincinnati is good. Cincinnati, I think that they could be a good playoff contender team, and it just depends which Eagle comes out. If you guys can come out pound and rock, I think you're going to be good. If you can't, I don't think you're going to be in contention on this game.
Come on, Randy, pick a side.
Shoot, if I have to go, it's so. I mean, I hate the Eagles, so I'm picking Cincinnati, but that's so tough. It's a complete toss-up to me. You guys are the underdog, so I'm taking Cincinnati. Mike, total points. Do you have that?
Yeah, I was just getting them. Your number is 20.5.
I'll take Dallas.
You're going over?
Over. What do you got? What's the rest of them?
Washington is also 20.5.
I'll absolutely take Washington to cover that.
Philly is 23.5. Bigger number, Greg. And the New York Football Giants are 15.5.
Oh, look at that.
I'm going to take the over on every game.
I like it.
And that's it for me.
All right. Let's go up to Paul. Son hit any more home runs?
Nah, he ain't made up to bat in the second game yet. You'll know, though.
I bet.
That was pretty incredible, though. Walk-off, not bad, especially since he struck out with bases loaded earlier.
It's awesome.
Redemption.
Yep.
So
it's how you respond.
So I think, I guess as far as the games go, I haven't really been watching the Bears too much. Been watching my Commanders. So at home again, I think we win. Forget about the spreads. I just think we win. That's all. Giants. God, the Giants are going to lose, and they're going to lose by the spread 6.5. I'm going 7. They're going to lose by a touchdown or more for sure. I think. I don't think it's going to be even close. Eagles and the Bengals. I think it's very.
Steelers don't put up a lot of points.
Well, did you watch last week with the return of Russell Wilson?
Yeah, true.
So the Eagles-Bengals game really intrigues me. The Bengals sometimes play just out of their minds, and recently so have the Eagles. I think it's going to be a great game to watch. I'm hoping it's one of the ones that's on TV for sure. That's what I'm rooting for in this game. My bet is, or what I want to happen. I want it to be on TV. Yeah,
that's coming a long way from last week. You didn't even want to watch us last week. You said.
Oh well. In fairness, that wasn't 100% because of your team.
Oh, okay.
But partly,
there were other factors involved. It was 90-10 the other way. So and my prediction, held true. Like, you looked good and it was fun to watch. The other one was not. So I'll take the Eagles in this. I will take the Eagles in this because I'm gonna go off current momentum. Dallas. It's Dallas and San Francisco, right?
Yep.
That's going to be the game not to watch this week. Preseason, that would have been the game to watch, a premier game for the season to watch. I think it might be a get right game for Dallas, only because literally the best, the most healthy receiver on the Niners just got shot in the chest 2 months ago, and he's a rookie and he's never played before. So I think the Cowboys are going to win. As far
Chris, Daddy loves the fact that you're taking notes, buddy. He appreciates you.
As far as the picks there or the competition, what am I looking at?
Turnovers.
I'm actually going to take. I think the Bears are actually pretty turnover prone these days. I'm saying that they're turnover prone.
You just got done saying you haven't watched the Bears this year, and you're like, the Bears are turnover prone.
Well, because you're hyping them.
You're an idiot.
You're hyping them up so much that I'm not right. I'm just telling you, I'm not riding that train. That's all I'm doing.
Make something else up. Go ahead and just keep making stuff up. Keep going.
He's not wrong. You guys do have turnovers.
So yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't see any team being a turnover machine this week. But I'm going to go with our team because I'm going to go with the Redskins just because they're playing the Bears.
You have such a great defense.
They played really well, and they can. Hey, I'm loving these.
Playing better than everybody thought.
I'm loving these players I've never heard of. Jeremy Chin, who the heck was that guy beginning of the year? He's the man. So, what's the other category?
It's almost midnight, Paul. It's almost midnight.
The Cinderella story is going to end soon.
Did I say it wasn't? Did I say it was going to go? This was going to go on forever?
Who's going to be the quarterback?
Oh, I have no idea. I am not. I wouldn't be surprised if 2 quarterbacks make an appearance for our team on Sunday.
Okay.
I mean, if it's Marcus Mariota the whole game, I don't think we're going to win the game. I will tell you that. If Jaden Daniels plays, I think you're going to look at a freaking awesome game to watch. I think it's just going to be a high-flying game.
So let me ask you, is that why the spread is what it is? Because they're still not sure if Daniels is going to play?
It's very possible.
That might be.
It's very possible because at home,
you're right.
I mean, 2.5 isn't.
The spread is backwards being in Washington.
Yes, I think if come Thursday or Friday, if they name him the starter, or Saturday, whenever it comes out, if it's in enough time, I think it may just turn to a pick 'em or just reverse that. I mean, he's a difference maker right now for that team. There's no way that anybody is going to put that much faith in a backup quarterback on any team right now.
Flacco.
Well, he's the starter. To me, he's the starter because every hour that you put Anthony Richardson, he misses 5 weeks, or every hour he's in the football game. So, what's the other?
True that.
What's the other pick I'm making? There's one more.
You already gave the wins.
Yeah.
The last one is the Vegas points, and your number is 20.5.
Yeah, I think it'll be over that.
Okay.
Hey, because it might need to be, and we don't have a problem putting up points. We'll see what your defense looks like, a-hole. I'm actually, to be honest, I'm just kind of sick of you. I'm sick of your face. Your picture right now is a little grainy, and it's the best thing I've ever seen. I swear.
Rookie of the year, baby.
No, negative.
Rookie of the year.
Negative.
Your guy's going downhill right now.
There's
My
no
guy's
way.
going uphill. You guys, hey, look at the how much the odds shrunk the past 2 weeks. I'm just telling you, Vegas is smarter than you guys.
Look it up.
And yet you have lost $100,000 to Vegas. Like you have literally.
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right this year.
Over your
I'm
lifetime,
doing all right on football. I got no complaints.
To Vegas,
So, maybe lifetime, but
maybe lifetime. I love it.
Greg, tell us, you gonna keep it rolling?
I'm going to tell you what, your little story is like invoking some confidence in me and the Washington hate. I think I'm going to take the Bears. I think there's something going on, and I think Vegas knows something, and maybe he's not as healthy as we thought. Maybe he doesn't play. I don't know. Like but I feel like with him playing, it's a good game, and they beat the Bears, but I don't know.
I mean, I'm
going to take Chicago.
If he's not out there, there's no way I'm taking the Redskins to win.
Right.
I just don't think.
And we're going to pick. We're picking Tuesday night, so I'm going to take Chicago. I'm going to take my Birds.
Fan. You want?
Yep. Exactly. I am going to take the Eagles plus 2.5. I'm going to take San Francisco, and I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I honestly think that San Francisco, it doesn't matter what running back they have. I think they're just going to run it down your throat. I think the blueprint has been set, and all teams moving forward are just going to run the ball on Dallas, knowing that they can. I think the Giants, I think they're catching Pittsburgh at the right time because I think Russell Wilson's going to lay an egg. I don't like him. I think they should have kept Justin Fields in there. I think Fields was playing. That. I think Fields was playing great, but I think that they're catching Pittsburgh at the right time. But I still think the Steelers win. I don't think it's going to be a huge blowout, but I think they'll win by around 7. So that's why I'm going to take Pittsburgh minus 6.5.
I don't mean to interrupt, and I know that this is a football podcast, but I'm just looking down at my phone for 1 second. Is it 43-24 Celtics over the Knicks
ass whooped
in the first
quarter? And he's still screaming, "Let's go, Cat! Let's go, Cat!"
And it's the first quarter. That was the end of the first quarter.
I know. Absolutely
You're supposed to give up 100.
You're
projected.
This is the basketball equivalent of Daniel Jones.
What are you?
Which Cat or Brunson?
I feel like God
just
hates
being
me.
excited about the Knicks down 20 in the first quarter.
Oh my gosh!
I just wanted to see a good game tonight after all this bull crap.
Well,
and how did it turn out for you?
Yeah, just I mean,
it just sucks.
Maybe you should just wait some time and just
my life
shut
sucks.
up. Why don't you just shut up one time and just wait?
You do it yourself though.
I know,
like
100%.
you just force feed it to everybody.
I'm a
like everybody at the party, everybody at the wedding.
Team.
Look at me, go! Daniel Jones is the best. Oh, Brunson is MVP. Like, but you don't just stop there. Then you
don't
keep
you
going.
Dare start after game 1. There's 81 more games, dude. Stop it.
Hey, I'm still in football season, buddy.
I'm still better than you.
Nope, I'm still in football season. Team turnovers, coin flip. I'm going to take the Birds on that only because it's coin flip. We've been 2 straight games without turnover. We were successful both games. So we don't have a pick this year. Well, maybe we have 1 or 2, but we don't have very many picks. So I'm looking, and Joe Burrow doesn't throw a ton of interceptions. I was just going to
say, he's a tough one to pick against.
I don't know. I'm going to pick my team on this. Team win. Yeah. I got that. Expected to score 23.5. I'm going to take that as well. I'll take the over on that. And for
Cincinnati's
a bonus pick,
defense, not all that much.
No, bonus pick. Remember we talked about Detroit beatdown.
Bully ball.
Bully ball.
Remember who they played last week?
Yep, Seattle, and then Giants beat them. Yep.
Who did they play last week? They played the Vikings and beat
Vikings.
them. So I am taking the Rams. Give me 3 against Minnesota at LA. I'm taking the Rams because the Vikings are beat up right now. They got bullied last week, and they are beat.
You do understand that Cooper Kupp comes back this week too.
And Cooper Kupp comes back. I am taking the Rams all day, all night. and getting 3 points.
That's scary, but I might go to the window with you. I'll let you know later in the week.
I'm doing it.
I feel a no
That's
sweat
my
bet.
picks.
I feel another no sweat.
No sweat bet. Chris, what do you got?
All right, Chris, tell us about it.
I'm going to make it quick because I'm defeated and my team stinks right now. So, because I hate you all, Bears win, Cincinnati wins, San Fran wins, and the Giants win.
The Giants win?
Yep.
Wow.
And the New York Giants sweep the week.
Okay, so it's going to be awesome when you're wrong on all four.
He dropped the mic.
And we score more points than what Vegas is predicting. Let's go.
Sweep the week. I heard that last week, too. How'd that turn out for you?
I got to get excited. I got to do something. I thought I was going to be excited about the Knicks, and they're like laying an egg right now. It sucks.
You do this to yourself. You know that.
I just want to win. That's all.
Listen, I
think that's a good way to get out of here. Everybody wants to win. That's no dumb shit at all. We will be back next week. Good luck to you guys in week 8. We'll be back next week to wrap it up and start looking at week 9. We're past halfway, boys. Here we go.
Went too fast. Y'all suck.
I just